what did I say before the break?
Hey.
Exactly. You know what I'm talking about when I say, hey?
No, I hear people say, hey, girl, hey. Like, I hear people use that expression a little bit.
Hey, yeah. Black Eyed Peas. Remember that song?
Yeah.
That was a good song.
Wasn't Black Eyed Peas?
Oh, I'm sorry. Who did that?
I was Outcast.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did you just call me a dork?
All right.
All right, so I made a mistake. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, you get your bands right.
All right, so that particular song sounded like the Black Eyed Peas to me. All right, so Hey was Outcast?
Yes.
All right, my bad. I stand corrected. But hey, do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Is it just the overuse of the word these days?
Nope.
It's not an homage.
It's
to
happened
Fat
to
Albert.
me. Listen, it's happened to me probably, 5 times in the past 3-4 months. Have any of you gotten the text that just says, from an unknown number that just says, hey? Hold on, you've not gotten that? I got it over the weekend, and I've gotten it maybe 3 or 4 previous times. Michelle got it over the weekend, and Julian got it over the weekend. Now, our whole family, our cell numbers begin with the same, we're 813, and then
542.
the first 3 digits are all the same. So we all have the same cell phone beginning 3 digits. Not just the area code 813. All of our digits are the same. So I don't know if the spammer, the computers, whatever they're using, if they just go through all like 10,000 combinations of that particular exchange or the first 3 numbers of the cell number. But I got the hey. Julian got the hey. Chloe got the, I don't know about Chloe. So it was me, Julian, and Michelle got the hey. I'm sure Chloe got the hey as well because Chloe's got the same damn thing. And it's just like a phishing scam. So, I think we've talked about this in the past. Didn't we talk about this a couple of months ago?
Yeah, it was something like "What's up" or something that's trying to engage you into like, "Hey, how are you?" Or to reply back to it.
And did we ever open phones as to what the racket was? They're obviously fishing for something. They're obviously trying to steal money from you is the ultimate game. Andrew, refresh my memory if you remember, because I'm sure it was a best of segment. Because we first talked about this months ago. Do you remember what the scam was when they just text you some number that you don't recognize? And by the way, all of us got the text from a different number. So Michelle, Julian, and I all compared the number where the hey, that's it, just H-E-Y, hey, where it came from, and we all got it from a different number. And they've got the computers that do this. It'll spoof a number. It'll just send different numbers out. Do you remember, Andrew, what the story was?
I don't remember specifics about the end game. I just remember I've gotten that before, but it didn't say hey. It was
how you doing or what's
fake
up?
Responder.
What now?
It was sent as if they sent it to the wrong person trying to engage.
Oh, okay. Like they were sending you, hey, what are you doing later today? Is this some kind of innocuous message? Yeah, Fester.
I would rather talk to anybody else I know named Andrew than him.
Stop it.
Wasn't it a Bitcoin scam?
I know that also occurs. I know that there are Bitcoin scams where people will come out of the blue and they say, hey, I've got some great Bitcoin or crypto tips for you. And a lot of times with that, they target the elderly and they'll scam elderly people out of money, saying that they're going to show them the ropes on Bitcoin. I had it happen to a relative. I had a relative of mine fall for, and this is so freak. Hey, if anyone knows the Hey scam, refresh our memory on the Hey scam. They're clearly trying to engage to suck you in to do. It's like on social media. It's like on Twitter, on Instagram. If you get a direct message from somebody out of nowhere, hey, I'd love to be friends with you. Hey, I saw your profile. You seem so interesting. Like I've gotten ones, and it's like a lot of times it's like an Asian woman, like an attractive, hot Asian babe sends you a direct message. I'm like, get out of here. What are you doing? Hey, I saw your pictures on your Instagram. I think you seem so much fun. And
I have a question.
Hold on a minute. They suck these people in, and I had a relative. Hold on to that thought, Froggy. I had a relative of mine that got sucked in on a random text message out of nowhere that said, hey, I've been meaning to get a hold of you. You want to learn about crypto? There's some big money to be made. And I found out about this relative that was engaged via text about crypto, and I had 5 conversations with them, this relative of mine, elderly relative, older relative, and I said, it is a scam. Do not engage. Ignore. Block the text number. Guess what? I found out months later this relative got taken for over $20,000.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you're related to this person?
Yes,
They fell
yes,
for that?
yes,
Ooh.
yes,
You
yes.
might be susceptible.
What?
You might be susceptible.
Oh, what do you
This
think?
might run in your
What do you think?
family.
It's genetic? What are you
Yes.
talking about?
Genetic rubes.
I tried to tell them it's a scam, stay away, and they still got sucked in. I don't know. This is happening at an alarming rate. Trust me. If it happened to a relative of mine, it's happening to a lot of people. So it's sad. Hey, the hay thing, if you've gotten the hay thing, if you've gotten the text lately, and it seems that over the weekend there was a new spate of the texts going out where they're trying to suck you in. Did anyone follow up on hey or what you doing, a text out of nowhere? Anyone listening, did you follow up on it? Where did it lead you? 800-990-1047. Just warning, heads up. If you get a text from an unknown number and it's something like, hey, what are you doing? Haven't talked. And ours were just, hey, H-E-Y. If you followed up and you went a little further, I know we talked about this months ago, but I can't remember if there was a variation in the scam. But if you went a little further, give us a call. Let me know what happened. 800-990-1047. If you engaged and responded to one of these hey texts, let me know what happened. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Froggy, you were about to say something.
My goodness, it was like 27 minutes
No,
ago.
it wasn't.
and,
No, it was-
I completely forgot.
I totally
to
forgot.
Oh,
what
so
it-
I should just stop what I'm doing and derail the whole...
it really is disrespectful on your part.
What do you want to say?
I really can't remember. It was so long ago.
I said it was 3 minutes ago. I said hold on to
3
that
minutes
thought.
is a lifetime in this business.
Yeah, especially when you go to Rays games on edibles, I guess.
Oh my God, it was so fun. It was so fun.
That's it. Folks, this came up early this morning. I encourage you to listen to the MJ Morning Show in its entirety. Try to listen beginning at 6. Listen during this hour, the 7 o'clock hour. If you're missing the 8 o'clock hour, my God, you don't know what you're missing. If you're missing the 9 o'clock hour every day, that's tragic. All right? Not to mention, what are you laughing at?
I mean, it is tragic.
All right, not to mention, we start giving away $1,000 today, and I'm going to give you details on that in a second. Froggy, can you remember what you wanted to say?
So what was the topic you were talking about?
The hey texts. Yeah, all the lines are ringing, by the way.
And you were like, Froggy, you said, I have a question. So it was something you had a question about those hey texts. But maybe it's just a comment he wanted to pepper
Froggy,
in.
you were about to say something.
It must not have been very
Dude,
poignant.
Then that's a big word for you.
All right.
Then,
Can you believe that?
Can you get a notepad and just write down things that you want to say?
Notepad's right here, baby.
All right.
Right here.
Froggy and edibles in just a second. Stand by. Let me grab Alan in Largo. Alan, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey. All right, did you follow up on that hey crap that you get via text?
So I got one where it said, "Hey, do you want to come over for dinner?" And I'm like, who's this?
Yeah.
And they followed with, "Oh, is this blah 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 blah?" And I was like, "No, you have the wrong number." And then they were like, "Oh, well, hi, my name's blah blah blah. How are you doing? What are you?" They started asking me questions, and then they sent a picture, and it was a picture of an Asian girl, and wanted to know if I wanted to come over for dinner. And I was just like, "I'm sorry, I don't know who you are," and kind of ended with that. But they try to hook me with this other thing.
Yeah, a lot of times, again, I think this leads to the crypto scam where they try to say, hey, by the way, they suck you in with some other conversation. They try to befriend you. They get you to drop your guard, and they're like, yeah, I'm working on this crypto thing, and there's tons of money to be made. So my memory's kind of coming back to me. A lot of it leads back to a crypto scam. And again, I have an elderly relative that got taken for over $20,000 on, again, a text out of nowhere. And I was infuriated because we've talked about this on the program. I told them it's a scam, and they still got scammed. It's unbelievable. Alan, did you follow up anymore, or you just let it go?
She was very, or whoever they were.
Trust me, it's a guy. It wasn't a woman, I'm sure. Yeah.
Right. I was being polite, and they were like, oh, you're such a nice person. Are you married?
Yep.
Do you live alone? Do you want company?
Can I come over with some tight pants right now?
No, well, then they start asking about, my business. Like, what did I do? Am I a successful business person? And then at that point, I was just like, I'm sorry, but, I don't want anything to do with this. And I kind of ignored the rest of it.
Yeah, you realized that it was a scam. So, Alan, how long ago was that?
Oh, this was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, these things are rampant. Thanks, Alan. Appreciate it. Pam is in Bradenton. Pam, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Doing fine. What happened with you?
Well, I keep getting these messages that say, "Hi, how are you?"
Yeah, hey, yeah. Yep.
And but they try to get you to get friends with somebody that you're already friends with. So if you fall for that, which I did one time, they said somebody wanted to be my friend, and I hadn't talked to this woman forever, and all of a sudden I yes, I'll be her friend.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, these people are like, oh, no, you have no idea. We have such a great investment, Pam.
Yep.
And I'm like, you know what? You're not her.
Yep.
I say goodbye.
Yep. So
but I know a lot of people. A lot of people have got scammed from that.
Yeah. So people that got ripped off to the tune of what kind of money?
Yeah. You know what? They just believed the person.
I realize that, but how much money have people that you've known lost?
$5,000 for one, 10 for another.
Oh,
and I kept telling them, it's a scam.
Yep.
Check your friends list. You're already friends with that person. But they do that all the time. So I don't know if you've ever gotten that one, but be very careful about that.
If you get a text out of nowhere, it's going to be a racket. All right. Thank you, Pam.
All right. Thanks.
It's just, it infuriates me. My blood boils that a relative of mine, an elderly relative, got sucked into one of those text scams and lost over $20,000. I want to hunt them down. I want to take a hot poker and jam it in their eyeball.
Wow.
Is what I'd like to do.
That sounds like a summer vacation. Let's go.